Brilliance Audio presents How I Learned to Hate in Ohio by Stuart MacLean, performed by Kirby Hayborn. My parents bought an old farmhouse when we moved here. It's ancient, built in 1876 with the weird brown-out wiring to prove it. You buy a house this old, you're a person happy to inherit problems, which is fine for the owners. Screw them, right? They deserve the problems. The crappy furnace, the inefficient ventilation, the wasps in the attic. It's less enviable for the kids of those people. No one knows what we deserve. I was the farthest kid out on the bus route. You would think that since I was the first kid picked up, that I would have my choice of seats. But thinking that shows you're a fool. There is never a blank slate in a town this size, or any town. Or anywhere. Live anywhere long enough, and you become a person happy to inherit your own problems. I had a socially assigned seat. Third row from the front, left side. Only once have I ever not sat in my seat. That didn't work out so well. We rode against the traffic. We were eastbound, and everything was mostly clear. Every once in a while a Volkswagen Cabriolet, Nissan Leopard or Maxima, or maybe a Volvo 780. I saw a Volkswagen Thing once. Westbound, on the other hand, was practically standstill. People driving to the factory. Their cars were composed of the palette of rusted-out American. Falcons, Rampages, Darts, Meteors, Lasers, and Hondas, which weren't American cars, but were products of our town. The westbound cars had defensive bumper stickers. Don't laugh, it's paid for. Don't laugh, at least it runs. Don't laugh, your daughter might be in here. The eastbound were all college people, like people of the college. Rutherford College in town, at one point last year, the cover model of Time magazine's report on the absurd cost of private colleges, was the most expensive college in the U.S. in 1984-85. After that report came out, applications to the college rose 15%. The bumper stickers on the eastbound cars advertised better colleges: Dartmouth, Harvard, Oberlin, Middlebury. The town was founded by limestone barons of the 19th century. It was originally called Mingo, which was what whites called the Mingwe, which was what the eastern Algonquins called the Iroquois-speaking tribes that moved here in the 18th century. Then Rutherford B. Hayes was born here and became president in 1877, and it was renamed Rutherford in his honor, even though you'd think it should have been named Hayes. Accuracy in naming things isn't necessarily a strong suit in this part of the country. Sprinkled throughout the city were spent quarries, giant holes where the limestone had been torn from the earth and then donated back to the city for use as parkland and a tax write-off for the barons. The biggest one was at the center of the town. Blue limestone was what everyone called it, even though it was gray and depressing. It was so deep, no one is said to have touched the bottom and lived. It was the giant drain hole that our little lives circled. The high school kids had a legendary party there at the end of every school year with a bonfire so big you could see its glow from anywhere in town. The town had two main industries, the factory and the college. The factory was 3 shifts. It made Honda Accords, which are and are not American cars. The plant was, my dad claimed, more public relations than anything else, a way to keep people from freaking out about imports. He worked at the college. He was an adjunct, which means he was and was not a professor. My mom liked to say that everyone treated him like a professor, except his colleagues and his paycheck. She said that Dad's problem was that he was overeducated and underutilized. She said he's got smarts that are going stagnant teaching 8 sections of Intro to Modern Thought. I don't know how smart my dad is. I just know my mom was always telling me how smart he is.